up? What up?
Let's fucking go!
Toma!
Let's go!
Let's go!
Let's go, baby! We do not own the rights to that music. Don't sue us, Big Puns Estate. We are not currently monetized on this episode, and if we are, we'll get credit where credit is due. Goddamn it! But we had to play one for the dope. Puerto Ricans are gonna be insufferable this week between winning the Grammy and performing at the Super Bowl. The worst thing that could happen for society in general is if Puerto Rico win the World Baseball Classic this year. We're burning some shit down. We earned it.
We flipping cars over.
Yeah, fuck these cars. All of them. It's about to go down.
I did not know you was gonna play that song. Now we
have to keep it a secret.
Now we gotta do the Grammys first.
Let's fucking go, bro.
Yo, welcome back, everybody, to the Carmen Fruitman podcast. He's Juan and I'm Sean, and every week we get together, have a few drinks, talk about things going on in the world, try to focus on things making an impact, whether it be good, bad, or otherwise. Hit him with the drink of the day.
Yo, Sean is tugging at my heartstrings this week with the drink. I'm in heaven right now. I feel like I'm pre-gaming for the Super Bowl already. We have simple but delicious, delivers every time, a bourbon and ginger ale and a splash of lime. This week we did an ammunition bourbon, which is aged in a Cabernet Sauvignon barrel. First time I've had this ammunition bourbon. It's awesome, man. It tastes really good.
Yeah, it's good. And you can taste the wine.
The wine. Yeah,
you kind of taste.
It's so good, man. That finish is so good. And then so we did about 2.5 ounces of the bourbon. Yep. Top it off with a 5-ounce can of or 5.07 if you want to be super accurate, of the Fever Tree ginger ale.
Make sure it's Fever Tree.
Fever Tree, man. Don't be using that Schweppes or whatever. Fever Tree. And then a lime wedge, squeeze in the juice, throw it into there. And that's it. It's simple. That is like my go-to for like Sunday football all day to drink. That is if I'm at a party or a family party or my own house party, and I know it's going to be hours of drinking, that is my go-to because I know I can have a few of them and be okay and not be sloppy, and it tastes delicious and all that stuff. So this is like my staple, and can't go wrong. And the higher the proof, the bourbon that you do with this, the better, because the ginger ale helps to kind of balance out those flavors. First time I've had this ammunition, I'm gonna have to add this to the run to the.
Yeah, I like it, man. I was surprised, man. I saw. I was kind of looking through to see what we haven't had in the past, and of course, I never know what you've had. But this one didn't look familiar, and then I was just like, oh shit, like finished in the Cabernet Sauvignon barrels, and I'm like, that's different. Let me try it out. The price point was just under $50.
Okay.
So, but yeah, man.
So it's probably, you know what, man, and just based on the flavor profile, it's probably a good old fashioned bourbon too, man. We gotta do old fashioned with this too, man.
But I was trying to, dude, for real. So like this week, if y'all notice like a few pounds off me, your boy's on a little run, man. I was feeling. I know I told you this off air, but I was feeling like some achy, man. And I'm 50 plus years old, right? So like I was feeling achy, and so I go, you know what? I'm gonna try to change my diet a little bit. Nothing crazy. But just try to reduce like the sugar intake, the carb intake, things like that. And bro, like other than being like 8 pounds down in the first week, it was like, I know we're gonna have this drink, and I didn't want anything that's gonna add simple syrup or any kind of syrup,
any extra sugar.
This was I just remember you always talking about this, and I'm like, we're gonna do that. I'm gonna get a different bourbon. We're gonna do ginger ale and a lime, and that's it. As a matter of fact, I didn't even know about the lime. You hit me up on the lime when we got here. But this shit is good. If you guys like bourbon, the ginger ale kind of reduces the I guess the strength of the bourbon, I guess. So if you guys not use, you don't want a really strong drink, this one hits, man.
Dude, the first thing I ever drank a lot of, when you first start drinking, was like Jack Daniels and ginger ale. And then ever since then, it's just become for me like an evolution of different whiskeys and bourbons and ginger ale. Even Scotch, man. I'll do like a Scotch and ginger ale, and it's good. Again, it's like my go-to. It's my airplane ride drink. It's my again, chilling on a football. Because the thing is like if you're sitting around watching 6 hours of football on a Sunday, you can't do old fashioned the whole time.
No.
Like I'll be pretty useless at the end. Like I might do an old fashioned or two, like in the mix, but I'll do this because I can stick to the same liquor usually.
And if you poolside, you can just be like, bring out the bourbon. I need bourbon, ice
and ginger ale. That's
and
it.
Ginger ale. That's it.
And you don't even have to use the lime. The lime helps, but it tastes just as it still tastes great without the lime. The lime definitely does a little thing, take it over. Yeah, it's so simple, man. I love it. Yeah, it's my go-to. It's my like can't miss if you're at a shitty bar, drink. If you're at a thing, if you're at somewhere where you're like, I don't know how their cocktail selection is gonna be. This is like my wedding order. Like you go to somebody's wedding and you're like, I know they got whiskey, I know they got ginger ale, and even with shitty whiskey, if the ginger ale is good enough to like, it still hits, man.
Oh, that's good.
But yeah, man, I love these, man. And dude, this bourbon's good. I definitely want to try this bourbon with an old fashioned. I've never had this one before too, and it's tough to get to. Like I feel like I've tried anything sub $50. I feel like I've tried them all, and then something will pop up, and I'm like, God damn it, I've never even heard of that one. So I felt like I had tried it all.
The bourbon selection is pretty extensive. Man.
It's crazy.
I gotta say,
it's great. We're 253 episodes in. I think this will be, and
we haven't tried this.
And we haven't tried it, right? Yeah, and granted, we duplicate some things and all that stuff, but like we do bourbon a lot on this show, so we had never even heard of this one. So.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's awesome, man.
All right, man, dude. Grammys this week. Bad Bunny.
Yeah.
Right. Bad Bunny wins 3 awards, nominated for 6.
Yeah.
He hits the Música Urbana album.
Yeah, which was expected, right? Like that one. Yeah.
He hits the Global Music Performance.
Yep.
And then
again,
the
also
one
expected.
Yep. But then the one that was not expected was Album of the Year.
Yeah.
And first like full
Spanish speaking album that wins.
I was gonna say first non-English.
I think you're right about that too. Yeah. That wins the Grammy for Album of the Year.
Yeah. And I loved, what I loved about watching that, which I watched it after the fact. I wasn't watching it live. I wish I would have watched it live. His reaction.
Oh, but you can tell he's genuinely
like the emotions.
Emotional. Yeah.
The emotions of winning that, of probably thinking like a lot of us, man, like, I mean, a lot of us might be good at our jobs or whatever, man, but when you get sort of the accolades for doing a good job, or in this case, producing a piece of art that is recognized by everybody, that feeling, man, of accomplishment, I guess, or of like, fuck, man, I put so much into this, and everybody saw it.
Dude, I think you put so much emotion, is that an effort and pride, and you wear your heart on the sleeve, on your sleeve, and a lot of times that's what art is, and I think that there's an appreciation, I think, from people, and this album was like proof of that, of like, you don't even have to speak the language to understand the art and the love and the joy and all of the emotions really that went into this album, and it resonated with people, man. It was cool to see. Like, I think we talked about this album, and I remember when it first came out, I was like, man, this is like a love letter to Puerto Rico. I'm obsessed with this album. It's cool. That. And more than that, man, I feel like it's like a love letter to life, and just like not taking moments for granted and all that. And I think it was cool to see people embrace that from like all walks of life that didn't even speak Spanish, of like the message like resonated, like people wanted to like, I guess it sounds cliche and corny, but it's like people just wanted to get up and dance, and I know this shit, like I'll play songs of this shit and just dance in my kitchen all the time, and like it's just like fun, and I think it's like a humbling and like a grateful experience, and then I think especially when you talk about urban music and you talk about reggaeton and you talk about hip hop and you talk about rap, you talk about trap, you talk about like, I think for someone who Bad Bunny came from like the Spanish trap movement, making an album about, like spending days with your grandmother and not taking us for granted and taking pictures when you're around your family and love and all this other stuff, and for that to resonate with people and for it to be like quote unquote cool, like it just transcended, I think, that generation. Like I was seeing 50, 60-year-olds, like in my feed, like I'm going to Puerto Rico for the Bad Bunny concert, of people who like hated him.
That's crazy.
Listen, man, like I was one of those. I remember Bad Bunny first came out. Not that I hated him. I just, I wasn't a huge fan. I was like, it's fine, right? Like it was like every other trap kind of like reggaeton artist that I'd heard, and he grew on me over time, obviously. And then one of the first times we gave him the carbon footprint wasn't even from music. It was from him being on a WWE event. And I remember being like, I loved his excitement and his childlike enthusiasm for doing that event, and being like, man, I love that, like, you know, at the time, you know, whatever, maybe 2 years ago, like 37-year-old me was like, man, 10-year-old me, if I was famous, then I could look forward to that time of where he's at, and I'm like, oh, if I could do anything, like, oh, fuck yeah, I want to go wrestle in WWE, and I want to have fun. And just like taking advantage of that moment and not being afraid to commit to it, because like not only did he do it, but you could tell he put in the work, and at the time, like I think that was what we were impressed with, and that's what we gave him the carbon footprint, and we were like, man, this guy's out here living like our dream of like our 10, 15-year-old dream. And I think the older he's gotten, you could see the maturity and sort of his like evolution as an artist, and then the things that he does and he gets into, and how he gives back. And then I think you may not like, and it's funny, I know people don't like his music because, you know, at the end of the day, it's like, yes, it's reggaeton, yes, it's trap, yes, it's whatever. And so some of the content, right, doesn't resonate with everybody.
Not only that, man, but also like the way that his voice is, right?
Yeah.
Like, which like I really like it, but I feel like I really like it. It's grown on me over time, right?
It's
so
like Future to like, you know what I mean? Like it's the mumble rap thing, where people are like, I don't understand what he's saying.
Yeah, I've had Hispanics tell me, oh, I don't even understand what he's saying. He's speaking Spanish.
Yeah,
but this album, man, like again, like I think that prior to this album, they had been songs that I go like, oh, I like that. This album was like the one that I go, oh, just let it play.
Yeah, the whole thing.
Like for me, I'm sure there was other fans out
there.
Yeah,
no,
like,
but same. I'm with you. I let the whole
but
thing ride sometimes, especially when I first came on. Obviously, I have my favorites now, but I would just let it play. It's one of those you could sit poolside with this drink and just let it ride, and you'll like, and it'll repeat, and you'll just let it ride, and you can listen to this all day, man. But I think, you know what's funny, man? There's very few pieces of art and music that you go become like cultural moments in time. Like and transcend like the genre, transcend like the people that they normally cater to, right? Like Taylor Swift has a very kind of like specific demographic, right? And then she's had her moments and albums and years where she's transcended that, and she's become memes, and she's become you know, pop culture like talking points and all that stuff, right? Like I can't think of the name, I think it was Red or 1986 or whatever. Like it was like her album that like it just transcended everything. Like Beyonce did this with like Lemonade. When Lemonade came out, it was like, you know, it was like a meme. It was like the you know, like the women's movement stuff, and it was like, and, you know, it was like probably the timing of it was also around a time where there was all this like dialogue around women's rights and the Me Too stuff and all that, and you know, like Beyonce drops an album about getting cheated on, and you know, and it just becomes like a punchline, and it just becomes this like moment in time and culture. That just transcended like people who liked Beyonce. It was like, or music. It was just like everybody would quote to the left. You know what I mean? Like it was like, and like a bunch of songs in that era. Like even Kendrick had like his run last year. I would say Kendrick didn't transcend music. Kendrick had his like his moment for like music heads and hip hop heads and like the meme culture where it was like funny because you know the Super Bowl performance and all that. Led up to it, and obviously I think it was a diss track against one of the greatest rappers of his generation, which is like, you know, it was our Jay-Z and Nas of this generation, right? It was like Kendrick, Drake, and I think a lot of that had to do with what fueled his album and the songs like to blow up. The whole album wasn't something that was like, I think culturally relevant. Like this Bad Bunny album has done that, and it's done that for people beyond Puerto Rico. And I think just as a Puerto Rican, right, like I'm biased, I love what it's done to like promote our culture, like not just reggaeton and trap, but just like the plena and salsa and all the like, and what it's done for that, and what it's done to bringing people to the island, what it's done in terms of pride. Like, dude, I think, and it's not even to get too political and go down this like weird rabbit hole, but like the Puerto Ricans have gone through so much. Like, it's still the only U.S. territory that's ever been bombed by the U.S. government. Like, it's the only time the U.S. government has ever bombed its own people was in Puerto Rico. The only time, you know, like Puerto Ricans for a very long time, it was illegal to fly like a Puerto Rican flag. And so you see this like the running joke of Puerto Ricans is like they put their flags on everything. We hang them in our rearview mirrors, and we wear it in our clothes, and we do it on our stuff. And a lot of us don't even know why we do that. We just know our grandparents did it, and our uncles did it, and so we do it, and we keep going. And there was this like pride, and it's like we don't understand the history that sort of built up to that. It was because like at some point in time, it was like people were being killed for doing that, and it became like a form of rebellion and protest and all that stuff. And so
I didn't know that till right now.
So then you go to and I love that this
I love that, bro.
Part of his speech was like, yo, we're more than this 100 by 35. And what he's referencing is like the dimensions of Puerto Rico by miles, right? And he's like, man, from such a small island, he's like, and all the shit that they've been through, it's like, man, we're more than this. And Puerto Ricans have played such a, like, just major role in music and pop culture and just in history. And like, I think a lot of times, like, you know, me included, like we make fun of, like, because we have our weird shit, we have our funny shit, we have our ratchet shit, we have our, like everybody else.
Yeah, I be banging your cousins.
Like we do weird shit. We're the Alabama of Latinos for sure. But you know, just like Alabama, every once in a while we pull up some national titles, baby.
Let's go.
Let's fucking go. And so like, it's cool to see like this stuff, man. Like I think, you know, like you said, like from an island of those dimensions, man, to pull off some shit like this, to win Album of the Year. You think about Album of the Year at the Grammys, amongst all the other art, all the other albums, everything that's ever existed in time, and to be the only Spanish-speaking album that has pulled that off, and the only non-English album that has pulled that off. Like it's just, I'm honestly at a loss for words, and I know we beat this to death on here, and I'm certainly, it's funny, man, I can't remember the last artist album. Actually, I can remember probably the last artist album. It was probably Jay-Z that dropped something that like just had me talking about it the whole year and how much it like resonated with me and inspired me in different ways. Like it's cool, man, and I'm glad to see his recognition. And it's also like really, it's almost I don't know if it's you know, when you like something and you think like, man, this is great, and I wish other people gave it this recognition, and then now suddenly it wins these awards and it gets this recognition, and you're like, you're like, oh, it is. Like, it isn't just me. This is as good as I thought it was. And I remember hearing it for the first time, going, this is different, man. This is so good. This is a love letter to Puerto Rico, and I remember being obsessed. And then it's like cool to see it get this recognition, and it's almost like a very I'm losing.
No, it sort of solidifies what you thought, right? Because sometimes, like you said, it could be something that you just go, well, I really like it for these reasons, and then it's almost like you want others to also see what you see in it, and then when it gets this, you go, like all of you guys did see what I saw.
Dude, we're about to be fucking insufferable this week, because between this shit and then the Super Bowl is coming up. Puerto Rican, y'all thought we were loud and obnoxious before.
World Baseball Classics coming up.
Oh my God, yo, we win the World, which there's a lot of controversy behind the World Baseball Classic and players not making it. So if we win it, it's like our B squad. Yo, y'all might as well just go in hiding, because we're gonna be so annoying. You think the weapons are loud now? Wait until some shit like that, bro. We go Grammy, Super Bowl, and World Baseball Classic. We're setting every city on fire.
It's a wrap. No, but going back to the Grammys, man, one piece that I saw that was really cool, man, was when Trevor Noah, who was the host of it, right? He sits next to him and he starts to say this one of his songs.
He sings the song to him in Spanish.
In English. Yeah. No, but in English.
Oh,
first.
Yeah, initially,
He starts saying in English, and then Bad Bunny has a mic, and apparently I didn't realize this. Bad Bunny can't perform.
No, he has a contractual obligation. He can't perform on TV. Yeah.
Because of
the Super Bowl. Yeah.
Right. So it's almost like Trevor Noah's sort of baiting him.
Yeah.
Into singing, and he starts to sort of say his lyrics in English. Those of you who've seen this know what I'm talking about. And he doesn't get baited into it, but then at one point he goes like, "Yo, are you singing my song?"
Yeah.
And then Trevor Noah's like, well, you know, man, like, I don't know Spanish, blah, blah, blah. And then he starts to sing it in Spanish. And then the band comes out.
Yeah.
Plays it. Man, and I thought it was such a cool moment for Bad Bunny to just go, yo, like, again, like, to go, yo, man, this dude is from South Africa.
Yeah. And he's singing
singing my shit verbatim
in my language. Yeah.
Bro, like, dude, it was so cool. Now, Trevor Noah was also in the news this week because he made a comment.
He's about to get sued.
Yeah, he made a comment about he joked about Trump like wanting Greenland because he couldn't hang out at Epstein's Island with Bill Clinton. Right, so I go like when that I saw that I go like he kind of hit both sides, right? He hit the Republicans, he hit the Democrats on the other side, but Trump went on a rant on Truth Social, and he was like, "Yo, I'm gonna sue this guy."
Yo, for somebody who talks, so like, bro, I talk a lot of shit, right? Like you've known me for a long time. Like I like to talk shit. I think, yo, and one thing I am not is like sensitive to people talking shit to me because I very quickly had to figure out I can't talk as much shit as I talk and be sensitive because inevitably people are gonna give it back, right? And so I'm fully aware of like the shit that I talk, and so like I can take it. Trump, for a guy who talks as much shit as he talks, is so fucking soft, man. Bro, and so sensitive, and like clearly there's an insecurity there, right? Like that he's holding on to or that he's had for a long time. But like for someone who's been in the public eye that long, he's so goddamn sensitive all the time. And you're like, man, you're so funny when you just respond in like the typical Trump kind of like, I don't know, guy at the bar way where you just, making fun of someone. Right. But when you go to I'm gonna sue him, it's like, oh, he got under your skin. Yeah, and you're whining. And now you look real puss. It's like, I like when he gives people nicknames, right? Like you couldn't call Trevor Noah some shit. Right. Yeah, remember he called that bitch Pocahontas? Yeah. Or like, call like, who'd he call like little fucking, he was like calling dudes little, and he's like,
it wasn't a DeSantis.
Yeah, it was. It probably was. It was DeSantis, like Lil Marco, whoever the fuck. But he's like making fun of people, and like you're like, yo, you're at your best when you're that, and like it doesn't look like people get under your skin. And now it's like, oh, you're a real puss, and now I know I'm under your skin, and now I know you're sensitive about this, and now it's just like if you're like Trevor Noah, you're just like, oh, I got to you. Yeah. You know what I mean?
And also like, you're not gonna win anything from a guy making a joke. On a national stage.
The whole freedom of speech thing that you're in charge of the country, that you're supposed to protect that, like, dude, I do feel very, it won't matter, right? Because we're all hypocrites and people don't sort of like self-evaluate on their beliefs and how they sort of like deploy those beliefs. But like seeing, the Alex Peretti shooting in Minnesota last week, where like suddenly people are like, well, he shouldn't have had a gun. It's like, well, wait a minute, you guys are the same people screaming Second Amendment rights all the time.
Which, by the way, the NRA has like said like, yo, we got to launch a fucking an investigation.
Yeah, which is I'm glad because it goes. It's one of those things where you're like, oh, you're hypocritical when it's not your quote unquote team, right? And so I'm glad the NRA has sort of taken that stance. Like, think what you think about the NRA, but it's like, hey, deploy the belief and the rights equally amongst people you think are red team or blue team or whatever, whether or not they believe in the same thing you believe in. If you truly believe in this whole Second Amendment right. Also, I love how people's argument for the Second Amendment has always been like, well, the government's tyranny and yada, 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 right? And then the argument right now for a group of people, agree or disagree, is the government's kind of acting beyond its like capacity, right? And so you're putting you're defending yourself against that, and now it's like, well, you shouldn't be carrying a gun. It's like the hypocrisy, which we know is always there, but I think, I hate to be screaming. I hate to be like the brown dude screaming like fucking racism because it's just like not my thing generally. Like I think like life is a little more nuanced.
I think I know where you're going with this, man.
But it's become a thing now where you're like, yo, there's a little racism out here now, and but turns out.
But also, man, like it's probably. I think people of color can go, yo, we've been getting treated like this.
Yes.
And now
it's just taking one of you guys.
And now it's y'all. And
a couple of y'all.
Right. Now it's protecting
your quote unquote Second Amendment rights. And now it's a problem. And dude,
which I do nothing, bro. I don't really care what it takes to get change.
Same.
Right? Like if it takes that,
I don't give a fuck. Yeah, I don't give a fuck. Yeah, same. I don't care. I think what happens is that like a lot of us, and listen, I'm one of those. Again, I'm not one of these like brown dudes who goes around screaming like everybody's racist. Like I don't generally believe that.
I think most people are just good people. Man.
Yeah, and I think people just I think most people are good people. Most people mean well. Most people, and then you have these outliers, and then you have people I think who will act in a learned manner that comes off racist that isn't necessarily consciously racist, if that makes sense. But I do think now there has been a lot of these actions, a lot of this, a lot of the things that have happened lately where you're like, oh, you guys, there is a lot of racism still left, and it is very like overt racism. And maybe I was naive to think that like we were past some of this stuff, or I didn't want to believe that was like the reasoning behind it, because I think I don't like to give myself this built-in excuse, because then I feel like it, I think just like as a person of quote unquote color, I don't like to feel like, oh, I don't want to give myself an excuse, a built-in excuse to like fail at stuff, right? Like it's easy to go like, oh, I didn't get this job because right. Like I don't like that. Like I wanna win or lose based on my merit.
Fuck that mentality.
Yeah, I don't like that mentality, bro. I think you win and lose based on your shit. Like good is good, right? Like if you're good at it. But it has been interesting lately to see these things play out, and even going like tying it to the Bad Bunny thing, I would say Super Bowl thing, man. Like you see the pushback, and every artist gets pushback for the Super Bowl, right? Like every single, like no matter who you pick, right? There's gonna be like, I was unhappy when you're picking old people, and you know, like certain people are happy when you're picking hip hop artists because of, you know, the message, and you know, like you're just never gonna please everyone. Like the Super Bowl performer is always controversial. What I found interesting is to see like the people now who are pulling off like kind of alternative Super Bowl performances, and who are protesting the Super Bowl performance. They consider it racist because Bad Bunny isn't quote unquote a citizen, even though he is, right? He's like as American as you can get because he's a Puerto Rican. And then I started thinking about the last 20 years in Super Bowl performers, and how many of those guys were not American.
So from 05 to 05, 06
we
to
could
now.
take it back to 2000 to now, right?
Okay.
And I'm not gonna go in order, but I'm gonna go throw out some names: Coldplay, U2, Rolling Stones, The Weeknd, Shakira, Shania Twain. None of those people are American citizens.
Shania Twain's not. Wait, is she from Canada?
Canadian.
Yeah.
None of those. The Weeknd, Canadian.
Yeah, I know he is.
Yeah, U2.
I didn't think Shania Twain. I just automatically assumed that she was like American. That she's from like Alabama or some shit.
Dude, I already said U2, right?
Yeah.
Sting, Phil Collins. I think I said Shakira.
Yeah.
Rihanna, Paul McCartney.
Oh, Rihanna's from Trinidad.
Barbados.
Oh, yes.
Paul McCartney is as
Isn't-
non-American as you could possibly get.
I'm sorry. Is Trinidad? Isn't it Trinidad and Barbados?
Oh, I don't know.
Is
bro.
that? I don't know either.
I went to public school in Florida,
Yeah,
dog.
I'm sorry, man. I went to
No,
Catholic.
Trinidad and Tobago. That's
Tobago.
what I'm
That's
thinking
it. That's it. Sorry. Okay.
Apologies, Barbados.
We're just trying to get our geography right.
But all that to say is that none of those people were performing. I don't
And
remember
none of
once
them
hearing.
they didn't get protests.
Hey, those aren't American citizens that were let it perform. I didn't hear that not once. And the argument will be,
I guess it'll be that they did it in English.
he's right. And so then I go to, okay, the argument
Shakira
is
too?
he's not speaking English. Shakira, yeah, she
them?
performed English songs.
All
she
of-
has Spanish songs.
No. But in the Super Bowl.
She performed, I think, she might have done a Spanglish thing, but mostly English.
Okay.
Now the argument will be, well, the 70% of the viewers of the Super Bowl are English speaking, they're white or whatever.
Yeah.
And the argument I would make to that is, exactly, those people are watching anyway. The NFL is trying to get a global reach. The NFL is a business. At the end of the day, the NFL is trying to get the non-70% that aren't, they want to get, a global international reach. You know what's the second most spoken native language in the world? Spanish. It's like, you know, it's the fourth most spoken language overall in the world. Spanish. Like it's like after Mandarin, it's Spanish. And then I think in terms of like native languages, and then just overall, Spanish is in like the top 4. So wouldn't it behoove you to put in a Spanish-speaking artist? You're trying to expand your game, I don't know, globally as a business.
Yeah.
Like you don't blame companies for selling products overseas. You don't blame Tesla or fucking Ford or Chevy for selling cars in China or in Indonesia and all that, and putting their instructions in the native languages so they can sell more vehicles.
Yeah.
You don't do that. Like
It's fair, bro.
So I think when you see shit like that and people make like these weird like connections and excuses to like hate on them picking the Bad Bunny selection, you go, oh, you're just kind of a little racist. And dude, this goes to Latinos. I've seen even Latinos like on social media kind of make excuses to justify why they don't think they should have picked Bad Bunny. And I'm like,
what are those excuses?
You just kind of hate yourself. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you hate your own people.
What are the excuses?
The argument is that, like, oh, well, most of the viewers of the Super Bowl are English speaking. It's like, well, duh. And guess what? They're not changing the channel. Like, they're watching anyway. We already have your views.
Listen, or they're changing it for the halftime. Like, I don't know that.
The NFL doesn't give a fuck if you change it out.
I was going to say, I don't know that it matters if you change. Listen, turn it off at half and then turn it back on in the third quarter. I don't think the NFL cares.
NFL doesn't give a fuck, bro.
Now,
they're looking for average view time.
There's a lot of people worldwide that are going to watch because this guy's performing.
This will be the highest rated Super Bowl ever. Guaranteed.
Yeah, you think so, man? That'll be interesting to see.
We can have this podcast next week and we will revisit this. I can guarantee you,
calling it right here.
This will be the highest rated Super Bowl in history, and it won't even be close. I think that there are people who will watch this strictly, and every Super Bowl has this. Every Super Bowl has people who watch only because of the halftime show, only because of the commercials, only because of the thing. I think Bad Bunny is an international superstar. There are fucking concerts that he is doing in Spain and Japan and all this shit, and there are only so many artists that can do this. And the people who watch this just because he's there, I guarantee you the highest rated Super Bowl in history will be this, and he will have a lot to do with that.
Not to mention that in the next Summer Olympics, there's gonna be flag football.
Yeah.
Right? Which I ended up watching the Pro Bowl.
Oh.
Just for that.
Are we gonna fuck people up in flag football?
Probably, but not based on what I saw the other day.
Well, they're probably not trying hard, right? Were they just playing half-assed?
They kind of, it's more of a,
it was last night, right?
Yeah.
I missed it.
You can tell it sort of got competitive.
Okay.
But
it takes the juices to get flowing.
Yeah, it's more of a friendly game.
Gotcha.
But the flashes of the athleticism, and then you go, oh wow, man, like they're gonna dominate. But again, that coming up in a couple of years, right? So you get an international.
Are NFL guys playing in the flag football?
They've already said I'm in.
It's not even. You imagine Patrick Mahomes fucking up against some defensive lineman from Romania who's like a plumber on the, like, no, bro.
Well, the way that they played it yesterday, man, was literally like one guy hiking the ball to the quarterback, one guy rushing. You could only rush once every 4 downs, I believe.
You got A.J. Brown running routes
it's not fair.
Yeah, a fucking meter maid from South Africa. No, bro.
It's not fair. But just to go back to like the NFL wanting this to be an international game every year. For those of you guys who are NFL fans, you've noticed that every year there's more games overseas. The addition to flag football in the upcoming Olympics. Now you got an international superstar performing at the Super Bowl.
Yep.
This is just like it's part of the NFL's plan to make this thing global. And so for people to be upset at the entertainment for halftime is kind of crazy.
And they just signed that deal, to your point, with Madrid will have an NFL game annually now. Okay. So they just signed that.
They added another one. They already have, what do they have?
Germany, UK, Madrid now, so Spain, and France is coming up next year.
Okay.
And then I think I saw something about Australia either next year or year after. Mexico already has one. Brazil has one.
Brazil, that's the other
one. So they are trying to expand the brand globally. So like it's an asinine argument to go like, oh, well, most people that watch the Super Bowl speak English or whatever. It's like,
shut up.
Shut the fuck up. Like every brand is like trying to expand. Like, and I've heard this in several sectors now amongst like different professionals that I've spoken to is like the growth domestically is gone in terms of like America.
Right.
It's like all the growth now is international, and can you expand internationally? And that changes like by country. Like for a long time, it was like everybody wanted to get into China. Then it became everyone wanted to get into the Middle East. That fluctuates, and there will be different places. There was like India for a long time, and so the places will change. What will remain constant is that it has to be outside of the U.S.
Yep.
Like I think for Americans too, is we're so used to, and we're sort of like spoiled, and we're like entitled to think that we're the only ones that matter, and we have a hard time grasping that and the NFL has become, because it's like sort of like America's sport. Like I would say, baseball used to be America's pastime. It's not that anymore, right? It's definitely the NFL, right? And so I think there's this like a perception that football is American and all this, and it should remain that. And from a business perspective, that's not where the NFL is heading. No. It's and who better to put at a stage than like the biggest international superstar that you have right now.
Dude, it's no different than if we're trying to sort of expand into the Asian markets, and there is an uber popular K-pop band.
Yeah, of course.
And then they have that band perform at Super Bowl. Like, it just makes sense. Yeah. It makes business sense.
So, listen, y'all can have whatever.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you right.
The alternative thing, is it fucking Kid Rock, or who's performing on the alternative? What's her name? Charlie Kirk's wife's putting on her own fucking.
Yeah, dude. You know what? I don't know.
Yeah,
because nobody
gives a fuck.
You know what else, bro? Is but I think also there's like an opening. Isn't Green Day opening?
Yes.
Right. So like here's another band that's very popular in the U.S. English, but they're not American.
Are they English? I thought Green Day was American.
No, I don't. Are they?
I mean, I could be wrong.
Let's look that up.
We have to look. I thought Green Day was, but it. I think the controversy with Green Day is they've been very critical of the current administration is the problem.
Well, they've been critical of
every administration.
I was just going to say,
it's punk rock, right? It wouldn't be punk rock if they weren't critical about. Just put Rage Against the Machine up there at this point, and then just let us be a good old fucking time.
Oh, I was wrong.
They're American, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
East Bay,
California.
East Bay, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, no, but
Rodeo and Berkeley.
Bro, just have Rage Against the Machine play at fucking halftime with Bad Bunny, I think, or just introduce them. It would be amazing. And I think that people just, again, this shows people are either racist or what do you call it, political partyists. Like, it's like you hate against whatever. There's got to be a word for that, and I've drank a little too much to know what that is. But like when you're just anti the other political party, it's like they can't be right no matter what it is, even though it's some shit you were hypocritical about before. It's weird, man. I hate when political parties make me have to lean another way because they're just being pussies right now. Like, for the longest time, like the right screamed about how fucking sensitive and how pussy the left was and how they were whiny and they complained about everything and the fucking bathroom thing and yada yada yada. And now the right has become like the pussy. Yeah, the fucking like everything was like, they're whining about stuff. And now the right is like, oh, he's talking bad about me. Like they just became the sensitive bitches all of a sudden. It's like, bro, when the fuck did that change? Like, and it's so weird to see like the pendulum shift like in real time, because you know it happens, right? You know this hypocrisy, you know this stuff. But it's just like bizarre that like we live in this time now where we can see everything and hear everything and watch everything and all that, and that people still don't go, oh, that's weird. We were just for that last week, but now we're against it because a different team is rooting for that. Like maybe I should, you know what I mean? Like the fact that people aren't smart enough to just like grasp that is insane to me. Still, that like whatever political party you believe in, that you're not
and I hope that more people see that than not. I hope
they won't. You know why?
I said I hope.
We have warning signs at fucking places to tell you don't feed the gators and don't
and then when you do,
things. So like we're not that smart like as a society. You know what I'm saying? Like yo, the smart people are outliers. This is why we talk about Elon Musk as much as we do. It's because like I know he's so smart, like he's an outlier, but like in general, most of the population is pretty fucking dumb, right?
Dude, speaking of Elon, man, I think Elon and Bad Bunny have officially. They're probably tied for carbon footprints.
Ooh.
On here.
Right? No, you might be right, bro.
They're pretty fucking close, man.
Yo, see, we're kind of balanced, bro.
That's right.
We're fucking balanced here. We're getting Elon. Trump's had it a few times, right? Bad Bunny's had it. Joe Biden's had it for the wrong reasons a few times.
Dude, I'll never forget.
Is he still alive?
I'll never forget. Dude, that's a great question. I assume so because I haven't seen the news article of him dying.
Okay.
I'll never forget the time that you said, he's like, I'm the president of your homeowners association.
I know where you're going. We had to prop up Joe Biden in the corner like Weekend at Bernie's.
I forgot about that.
I'm an equal opportunity shit talker, bro. The shit people don't get about me is they'll be like, you lean left. And then I'll say some wild shit about them. They'll be like, you rightist. And I'll say some wild shit about the right. I'm like, I just talk shit about whoever's being retarded that week, bro.
But yo, I gotta hit you up on this, man, because speaking of all this Grammy shit and the music and stuff, man. Mm-hmm. So this might turn a little sad, but I think it's kind of important from a parental standpoint. So, you know, I got 3 boys.
Yeah.
And one of them is sort of a little more sensitive than the other 2.
Okay.
Kind of takes things to heart more. And one of the things that's been like this sort of subject in the house was like, we all have. So we have Spotify. Shout out to Spotify. I love the fucking service. But we have it sort of like a family plan. And everybody has their own shit, right? And so, you know, we can share playlists amongst each other.
Yeah, that's cool.
So this particular individual, again, very sort of more sensitive, and thinks that everybody's looking at him, and thinks that, you know, thinks that everybody's sort of like the spotlight is on him.
Like from a critical standpoint, or just like
from a critical standpoint.
Okay.
So like I'm very so like if I'm him, right? I'm very careful about what I do because everybody's looking at me. I'm very careful about what I wear because everybody's looking at me. The way my hair is done because everybody's looking at me. And right, and so
where do you think that comes from?
I don't know.
Because your other boys aren't like that.
No, not
compared to okay.
No, dude, I kind of have both ends of the spectrum, and then I have somebody in the middle.
Okay.
So anyway, so it's been a long time where he's got like we've asked him, and it's like, yo, what kind of music do you like, and what are your like, share your playlist with me, and he's like, no, and I think it's, you know, it seems to be based on fear of judgment.
Okay.
So he finally shares his playlist with me, literally yesterday. And when he comes out and he tells me, hey, like check your Spotify. So I look at it, I see it, and I literally raise the volume on my phone and I go to play the first song, and he looks at me and he's like no, you know, like I told you, don't, right? And I look at him and I'm like, man, dude, like look at your face.
Yeah,
you're really like, worried about
clearly,
this.
Yeah.
And I go, man, like just own it. You love this music, fuck everybody else. You know, like who cares? Even if I don't like it, who gives a shit, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, man. So this morning I go to the gym and I'm just like, and I'm interested, right? So I go, I'm gonna play his playlist, and I play several songs, and then I kind of get to the part of my workout where I need like hardcore shit. So I switch. Anyway, man, leave the gym. I get in my car, and I'm driving home, and I continue his playlist, and the first song that comes in the car is "Creep" by Radiohead, and I'm listening to the song, and I like that song.
Yeah.
But I like the way that I like music is I kind of like music more for the beats or the instruments or whatever. I'm not so worried about the lyrics.
Okay.
The lyrics are sort of secondary to me.
I'm the opposite.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And my wife is too.
Yeah.
So the next song is Stan by Eminem.
Okay.
And so I hear those two, and I'm going, and so first the
great taste in music, by the way.
so Creed, the Creed. For those of you who don't know, like go look at the lyrics, but it's very much about like I'm not special. Like I'm kind of weird. I'm a creep. Like I don't belong here. Like this is like the chorus.
Yeah.
and then of course then it switches to the next song is Stand.
Yeah, so it's really quick.
Go, please.
The chorus, the creep is, but I'm a creep, I'm a weirdo. What the hell am I doing here? I don't belong here. That's the chorus to
Yes.
Creep. Again, great song.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And then the next one is Stand, which is basically like a story about a fan writing to Eminem, and he doesn't understand why he's being ignored, and he doesn't understand, and then he ends up committing suicide.
Yeah.
Right? Bro, I get back to my house and I'm literally in tears because I know my son, and I know that he is one of those kids that like he likes things that maybe at what I won't say other kids, but he likes things that people in the house don't like.
Okay.
So as being guys, we'll fuck with him.
Yeah.
And be like, oh man, you like that? That shit is whack.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, you know, that kind
typical, like, he's making fun of shit. Yeah.
Yes.
If it's not mainstream or whatever.
Yes.
Like, yeah.
But I'm literally in tears, man, because I go, yo, I hope he likes the songs for the same reason I like them, and not because he actually feels that way. And so I spent some time with him today, and I didn't ask him, almost because I was almost like,
were you afraid of the answer?
I don't know what I was afraid of. I'm telling you now, like I'm telling you,
yeah.
I'm telling our audience, like I'm gonna fucking talk to him, and I'm gonna ask him. But it's like knowing like who he is, and then hearing that music, I go, fuck, man, like it made me sad because I go, I hope he doesn't feel like that. And so again, I'm gonna talk to him, and the reason I wanted to bring it up was because I wanted to fucking make a sort of a promise here that I'm gonna actually talk to him about it.
Yeah.
But also to encourage, like, yo, man, if you got kids, like, and if you don't know what music they listen to, like, find out, man. Like, because not everybody shares stuff, and I think it's important, man. Because listen, and dude, I like all kinds of music, and sometimes the lyrics on certain songs in certain situations will hit me hard.
Yeah.
But other than the times where it hits me hard, I just like the song. And I'm hoping that it's like that for him.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Man, it's funny, man, 'cause I'm thinking, like, for me, music, God, and I'm trying to think, because there's, like, a lot of shit that I don't think I've ever spoken about, even on this pod or just even publicly. Like, music for me is, like, super personal. Like, and certain songs and lyrics and even beats or whatever will resonate with me in a I almost want to call it spiritual.
Yeah.
And I don't even know if that's like an over dramatic way to say it, but I would say, like, I feel it, like, in my core, right? Like, and up until recently, I found out that, like, I see, this doesn't happen every time, but within the last few years, I found out that not everyone sees, like, colors when they hear music, and that's something that happens to me. Like, I don't even know how to describe it, but like, if I don't see colors. Like a beat coming out of a speaker, I'll see color waves come out, but it doesn't happen every time. It's not 100%. But anyway, but I said that to say, like, music has always been something in my life. Like, I've played multiple instruments. I obsess over songs. There aren't many songs that you could play for me that I haven't heard. Like, just obsessive about it, right? And then there's, like, this really, I don't even know what the word is, sensitive part of my life that has kept me away from, I guess, diving into music as much as I should.
Okay.
And just, yeah, I don't want to get too far into it, but it's almost like there's a part of my life that has kept me from, like, getting into music the way that I should have. Even though, like, I have this, like, insane just passion and love and infatuation with music, and there are more songs than movies and TV shows and all that stuff that will elicit, like, an emotional reaction.
Okay.
Right? And so, like, that part of me goes, man, there are songs that I will hear that will speak to me and trigger me, and not even trigger me. I don't know if that's the right word, but, like, will feel like something that I wrote. And so that part of me goes, like, yeah, maybe your son feels like a certain way, and it's good that you've been able to hear this, because it is like I would say, if people knew what those songs were for me, it would spark very different conversations, right? Like that especially as a parent, right? Like I think you would, like having heard those songs now, right? And it's not to say that like you said, like some of those songs are like suicidal, right? It's not even to say that he does that. It's just like almost like the feeling that leads to that is there. Maybe not necessarily the action that you want it to lead to, but like those feelings. Like I would say, man, there are songs for me that like at his age, like Numb was like a song from Linkin Park. It was like a song that like felt very personal to me. Like I was like, man, if I heard Numb, I would feel like I wrote that song.
Dude, for Linkin Park, Somewhere I Belong.
Oh my God. Yes,
that one,
bro.
dude. I've literally, I remember listening to that song at home alone.
Dude, I'm getting goosebumps now thinking about it. Yeah.
And like crying because of whatever was going on, and I don't even remember what was going on at that time, but whatever was going on at that time, and that song together was just like, and everybody just being gone, and me being able to fucking scream that shit out, and like letting the emotions come out, man. And this is why I'm saying, like, listening to this to his playlist, and I'm going, fuck, man. Like, now there was other songs on there where I go like, yo, they're just party jams.
Of course,
right?
Of course, yeah.
So you go, yeah, man. I wonder how these two songs specifically, how they relate to you.
Yeah.
You know, and what were the moments in his life that was making him think about this or making these songs sort of relate to the moment.
Yeah. Dude, and the weird thing about feelings is like they're not wrong, right? It's like your perception isn't wrong. It's just like, oh, the intent from everyone else around you is different. And so like you could change like I know you feel this way because you think this way that I think, you know, like, and you could change that part. But like in his mind, like that's his reality. And it's really weird because also sometimes, man, like for me, music has a way to make to be therapeutic.
Oh,
and
absolutely.
So like even though it might make me sad, but it's almost like,
but when you come out of it,
I need it.
It's
yes. Like
yes,
I need, and especially for me, man. Like I'm a person who like, I get accused all the time, and rightfully so, probably about like being emotionless, right, or being like cold-hearted, or being whatever, right. And so God. Like for me,
I've been accused of that many times.
Yeah, same, right. And so like for me, music is my way of or like that connection of maybe get in touch with my emotions. And there are certain songs that will do that to me all the time. And it's funny, man. I can't remember if we talked about this on this podcast. A year or two ago, I took my kids, my kids at the same time. Their favorite band was AJR. I remember this. And we took them to see AJR. And I remember sitting at this AJR concert. And there's a song that AJR, and I was familiar with them. I had heard a lot because the kids hear a lot. Yep. And I really liked them, right? And so I really enjoyed the show. And there's a song called "Turning Out" that they do. And bawled like a baby and was trying to hold it, like, because I'm around my kids, right? So like you said, like you want to like ugly cry or like cry, and like and it's weird because you listen to that song and I could listen to that song and have different interpretations of what it means, right? And different interpretations of who it's catered to, a different interpretation. But for whatever reason,
what is meant for you,
it fucking destroys me. And till this day, if I put that song on, it fucking kills me, bro. Like, and I couldn't tell you why. I couldn't tell you that it's a specific, I shouldn't say that. There are specific lines in it that resonate with me, but like I can't explain to you why that song specifically, because in general, when you listen to it, it doesn't seem like that emotional of a song. And then there are just moments in it where you just go, I feel like I wrote this, and I don't know why, but it elicits this like really extreme, like visceral reaction from me, to the point where if the song comes on, if I'm doing a shuffle and I'm on my way to do something like, I don't know, like work, I'll change it because I go, I can't listen to that.
Before you go on to work.
I can't.
Right.
Or like it can't be, or if I'm gonna do something happy, or like like the song takes me so out of whatever mood. If I'm in a great mood, it puts me in such a, I don't want to call it dark place, but it puts me in such an emotional state that I go, it's weird how certain songs have a way of feeling like Snuff did that to me from Slipknot for a long time. Yeah. Where like you just go, I don't know why, I can't explain it. It just feels like a song that like just sits with me emotionally more than it should. And I still think like Slipknot to me is like one of the greatest songs ever written. I don't know that he gets enough credit because it's metal, and I think people just don't respect like metal as an art form like as much as other art forms in terms of music now. But yeah, there's certain songs that do that, and so like I would say for you as a dad, man, like I'm glad that you're like paying attention to it, because you know, again, coming from me, I go like it means something. Yep. It's not just like someone doesn't listen to that song over and over, and it's just like, hey, I like the beat. You know, like I think if someone listens to that song over and it's like, hey, it resonates with me in some capacity. In some way. And the answer might suck for you as a parent, but it also might give you like a window into like, hey, what is something that I need to be like helping you through, or what is something that I can reassure you in, or what is something that I just need to hold your hand through. Right. I think.
Or even to go, oh shit, like I have songs like that too.
And I think that might be the greatest connection ever, because I think certainly for me, I felt like a weirdo being like, why does this song elicit emotional reactions from me? Yeah. And I've felt that throughout my entire life. I think it's why I gravitated towards music so much. And like I think to that point is like even just sitting there and going like, oh man, I don't feel that way, but this song does that to me. That in itself, I think is I don't feel weird. I don't feel less than. I don't feel like I you know, if his feeling is, hey, I don't feel like I'm as connected to my brothers or as cool as them or as cool as my dad or you know whatever. Like, I think that in itself would go, oh, okay, cool.
It's
like
not
that's
just me.
Yeah. That so like,
I don't feel like
I would say, dude, yeah, man. Like, yeah, take that full circle. Like, it's cool that you, I guess, took the time to listen to the playlist and then read into it. Because how many people would have listened to that and ignored it?
Or just go, I don't like that, skip it.
Yeah, you gotta listen to garbage.
What I found unique about that song was like it's a song that I like, but B, it's an alternative rock song. He's not an alternative rock dude as far as music. So it deviates from his normal. So what does he normally listen to? He's got a very unique playlist, and it's very
like
much
rock, rap.
No. I mean, it'll be like hip hop artists that you and I maybe don't know.
Okay.
But it'll also be artists that I've never heard of that I don't even know what the genre is.
Gotcha.
But the alternative rock portion is just like, oh man, like you don't. I mean, listens to. I guess there's other things that you can deem alternative rock, but it's I don't know. It was when I heard it, I immediately go, oh shit, you like this too? Like I like this, but I didn't know you was into this, and it wasn't anything that he ever heard from me. And then when I listening to it, and then it was just like the lyrics, and I was just like, oh shit, man, like there's a lot of things that he could sort of feel weird about, right? Like dude, even his tastes in video games are not things that maybe I would like or his brothers would like. So sometimes we fuck him about that, right? But we all the four men in the house, we all fuck with each other about everything.
Yeah, it's what we do.
It's what we do.
Yeah.
But he's the more sensitive one, and so when I heard that, I was just like, man, I gotta talk to him, because I just go like, I hope he understands that when we make fun of him, it's sort of out of love, and it doesn't really matter. It doesn't make us. He's not less than, and he's not weird, and it's just like what you like, and don't give a fuck about what anybody else thinks.
Yes. I think it's tough to be. He's what, 16, 17?
Yeah.
Like he's a teenage boy, right? Like like it's tough to be that age and be told, oh, you can't give a fuck what other people think, right? Because your entire world cycles around like reputation and right, people think about you and all that.
Hey, you're building yourself up to who you're gonna be.
Right. And And it sucks because, like, looking back, right? Like, you know, being like, you know, I'm almost 40, you're in your 50s. It's like, you know how little that matters now, right? But then 15, 16, 17, 18-year-old you had zero concept. You thought that was the world, right? And that was, and like the people you talk to then, you think like, those are going to be the people around me forever. Like, no one tells you. Zero, like, chances are almost 0% that you're still friends with the same people, right? And that you still care about the same things, like, and that you still, like, I've tried to tell this to like my son especially all the time. My daughter has like and it's funny, man, because like your boys obviously grew up in the same house, right? Same parents, same whatever, right? And my two kids have as well, and like they're very opposite, right? Like my daughter is very confident, very self-assured, very she likes what she likes, and you're not changing her mind, and she's confident in what she likes, even if it's weird and whatever. And my son's not. My son's very much a follow the crowd, and you know, he doesn't want to be the weird one and all that stuff, at least not like publicly, right? And so you try to tell them like, yo, none of this, if only you knew how little this shit matters now. Right. And it's tough because you're a hypocrite, because you're like, man, at your age, and all I can tell them is, at your age, I cared how you cared. The only thing I can tell you is like, it matters so little now. Like, and if you knew how little it mattered, you just can't set yourself free. It's just you can't see it. You can't see it. And it's hard to be mad at them for not seeing it, because like, you know, like it's like only being able to see into your world through a peephole, and someone's like, yo, but there's a whole nother world outside of that hallway, right? But if you're in an apartment, you're looking through a peephole, and you're like, I don't know, man. Yeah. I just see this hallway.
That's only if you're at the end,
right?
Right.
Right.
If you're in the middle, you see
look
less.
At a wall, right? And somebody might go, nah, you got to step out. There's more shit out here.
Right.
And so like,
it's a great analogy.
It's a weird like, and you're trying to get someone to see that who's only seen through that peephole their whole life, right? And so. And I think as adults and as people who've been on the other side of that peephole and who've like expanded left and right and up and down, like to us, it's like obvious, and it's frustrating for them not to get it, because you're like, but I'm telling you. But if you think back to you at that age, it's like, hey, no one could have steered me differently, because I thought I knew it, because I couldn't see it. Right, man. And we're so much, and I don't know, it's rightfully so, but like it's understood. We're so much of like what we see, other than like religion. Like humans are very much of like, if I don't see it, I don't believe it, right? Like religion is the only thing where we're like, we'll go based off of faith. Everything else, we're like, nah, bro, I gotta see that shit, right? Like there's like, and so we don't have faith in sort of like each other or processes or people or things or whatever, unless it's like again like a religious deity or something that we've seen into. We don't put our faith in much, and so like it's hard to like, yes, we get frustrated, but if you think back to like you being that age, you go, fuck, man, I was the same way, and I couldn't even tell you how to think differently about that, other than to say, just trust me. Like I tell like my son all the time, I go, you think like this, like this, like this, like this. And I'm like, yeah, I go, I did too. And it's going to sound crazy to the version of you that I'm talking to now. But the version of you 5 years from now is going to understand. Yeah. You just have to trust me that you're going to understand. Now, you're going to make whatever decision you make. But I just have to tell you this, or I'd be doing you a disservice. And 20-year-old you and 21-year-old you and 25-year-old you is going to feel very differently about this moment right now. You know, hopefully. Like, so it's tough. Yeah, man.
I've done that too, man, with my kids, where I'll do like, I'll go, yo, you know, this is the way you're gonna feel in the future. And I go, but I'm not offended if you make a different choice, because I get it.
Yeah.
And I go, but when it pans out to be like I told you, I'm just gonna go, I told you. And I go, but I'm okay with that, right?
Yeah.
I go, I would not be okay if I didn't give you the advice, but I'm gonna give you the advice, knowing and understanding how you're probably thinking about it. You're gonna
react about, yeah.
And then knowing also full well that you're probably not gonna take my advice, And then all I can tell you later on is, man, I told you.
Dude, you think about your parents, like you think about your mom and like advice she gave you, or you're like, okay, sure, and I'm gonna go do my own thing, and then you go, man, how many times was my mom right? But I kind of needed to see it on my own, or my dad, like
I need to see it all on my own.
Yeah, we all do, and I think like you almost take this stance, at least for me, like I'm taking this stance with my kids now, where they're at the stage where I go, I just need to prevent you from doing anything catastrophic, and go, you need to learn all these lessons hard. I'm going to tell you them, and so
yeah.
And then maybe in the moment you'll go, oh fuck, like someone told me this is going to happen, like
right.
my dad, my mom.
Or
whatever,
even if you see it coming and you go like, oh shit, he was right. He was right. And maybe you can make a turn.
Right. And so like you go, I'm going to do this, but I'm like, I have to sit there and expect the failure and let them make that mistake. And as long as that mistake isn't like catastrophic or detrimental to their long-term success and health and all that, you just go, we all had to learn the hard way somehow, right? And you're there in this, for that moment in time. It's weird, man. Like, we were talking about this a little bit off air, is we're part of this generation that has been so, I think we were so neglected as kids. And I mean that in a way of not that we had bad parents, but in that our parents gave us the freedom to sort of like figure a lot of things out of
it. Because they had to.
Right. Because they had to work, and they had to go to night school, and they had to be on PTAs, and they had to do all this shit. Like some of them were single parents, and like our parents had to like just, kind of like roll with the punches and do what they do. Like we were part of this generation that had like high divorce rates and like high rates of parents working 2 jobs and yada yada. Like, and so it's not even to say that our parents were neglectful. It's just like they couldn't be there, right? And so a lot of us like were forced to grow up like faster than normal, and we had to sort of learn things and problem solve and all that on our own. And I think one of the things that stood out to me really quickly with my kids was like, I remember teaching my mom and my grandparents or like just any older relative in my family like more about technology and all that.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm teaching them and my kids about the same thing. And I'm like, why? Because everyone tells you, at some point your kids are going to know more than you. And I don't doubt that. But I'm not there yet. And I have like a 16 and a 12-year-old, right? And so I go, there should be shit that they're talking about where I'm like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. And that hasn't happened yet, right? And so part of me goes, oh, I have, being a quote unquote like present or good dad, I have robbed them of the opportunity to learn and figure things out on their own and become like, because some of the shit that I teach my kids, I'm like, why the fuck don't you know this? Like like basic shit like Googling stuff where I'm like, just Google it. And they're just like, huh? And it's just like, oh, I've been your problem solver your whole life.
But I don't think that was your fault, bro. I think it's and it's not anybody's fault per se. It's that the advancements of technology that has us connected on a constant basis leaves space so that I can always contact you when I need help.
See, I thought of it as like
I can always ring on you when I need to problem solve. I can always call mom or dad when I have an issue, and we're always there to save the day.
But that's what I mean is like we can't, right? Like we save the day and we don't let them figure it out on their own because like
but it's not on purpose.
But no,
you know what I'm saying?
We think we're doing them a solid,
yeah.
But we're doing them a disservice because you think about all those moments we had where we couldn't text, we couldn't just Google on our phone, we had to figure things out, we had to get
phone. What's
creative,
that?
right?
You know what I'm saying?
But
what's
even
that?
like, dude, think about the last time you let your kids be bored. Like your 5, 6, 7, 8-year-old, 9-year-old like goes, I'm bored, and we're like. And you're trying to entertain them, and you're trying to figure out what things to do with them, and you're trying to like, and you're almost like being responsible for their like entertainment. And you're like, bro, we didn't have that. If you were bored, your parents were like, you got a room full of shit, go fucking figure it out. Like, go. Do you have a backyard? You have a like, and we just went, all right. And there wasn't a
go outside.
Oh, play with me. Your parents would be like, go fuck yourself. I'm working on dinner. You know what I mean? Like, there wasn't this like
go outside.
Yes, go outside. Get out of my face, right? And you were like, okay, I guess my mom told me and my dad told me get out of bed. Like, and you just went, right? Like, You didn't argue. You didn't
the
push
good old
back.
days, man.
It was it really was, man. And you were kind of left to your own devices to go, I got this 4-inch action figure and a fucking kiddie pool. Like, what am I gonna do with this? And you had to figure shit out on your own. You had to be creative. Like, I think we've robbed kids of so much like independence and creative muscle and intellect and all this stuff because we think we're being good parents. And that's not to say that we're not, but I think we're so caught up in like, oh, I want to be a good parent, so I got to make sure they're not bored all the time. Oh, I got to be a good parent, so I got to make sure I'm providing, like I'm problem solving every time they have an issue.
Fill in the blank.
Yeah, man, right. Like, oh, oh my God, what happened in school today? Oh my God, somebody bullied you or somebody talked back. Oh my God, your teacher's not being nice to you. And then we fucking hit up the teacher. We call the teacher. Bro, if I went home and be like, oh, my teacher doesn't like me,
like,
my mom would be like, what'd you do? Shut the fuck up, stop talking so much. You know what I mean? And automatically now we're like, my kid learns in a very different way, and so you need to cater to them. And like we had to just figure out how to deal with that teacher, and it developed social skills that helped us later in life that maybe we didn't appreciate then, but we certainly appreciate now. Where like I think us as parents now, we're so puss about everything, and then in turn we like raise these puss ass kids.
Dude, we just try to save them from everything.
Yes, and
even
long
themselves.
Term, right? And long term, it does them horrible disservice, and you end up raising bitch ass whiny kids and like kids who aren't used to like heartache and kids who aren't used to like social discomfort and kids who aren't used to having to like I guess problem solve, or kids who aren't used to providing their own entertainment, or kids who aren't interesting. Bro, like think about as a grown man, if you have to go plan a date for someone for a day and all that stuff, like, and you're like, oh, I want to go plan a date, whether it's for friends or whether it's a girlfriend, whether it's whatever, and you're just like, if these kids from now are like, oh, no, my mom always planned my days for me, right? But like when we were kids, we'd make our own fucking fun. We'd be like, yo, we're going to the park, we're gonna go play basketball for this, yo, we're gonna go TP some fucking houses later, we're gonna go, like we came up, we had to get creative about how we spent our days. And they may seem stupid back then, but I think they flex this muscle that ultimately turns into something bigger and better and stuff as we get older that we don't have, younger.
Dude, I always think about the quote where it's like, hard men create easy times create soft men create hard times, right? And
we're in that cycle.
Hard times, and
sure.
I wonder if we are entering that cycle because we've made things so easy. But time will tell, man. How are we doing on time, bro?
Oh, we're over now. We're an hour 12.
Dude, let me finish it off with, I know we got a bunch of stuff we're going to have to get to next time.
Oh my God, man. We thought we were going to have enough, man. We always fucking think. But really quick, I want to close that off with, like, I don't know what the word is, but like, I'm glad that you're paying attention to, I think as someone who's like sensitive to music,
yeah.
And I don't even know how to describe it or words for it, but like music for me was always like the easiest way to communicate that I think people didn't listen to or people didn't know. Like I would say that people didn't listen to, but also I would say that I don't know that people in my life understood how much music was like my way of communicating to myself, I think more than anybody. Yeah. But I'm glad that you're paying attention to something that seemingly for most people would be very frivolous and very I don't like that song, or I can't believe it was that shit, or I can't I'm happy and I'm glad, and I hope it leads to like I'm positive and hopeful for like the outcome, because I think like again being someone I think who is sensitive to music, like I think that it's almost maybe like a way to burn off steam or a purge, and so it won't lead to like I don't think it's as serious, quote unquote. Right. Yeah, but I do think it's a good gateway to a conversation that you guys will have that will ultimately be like super positive for you both, man. So like, I'm glad you're paying attention to that, man.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And I did, when I came home this morning, I had, I said I was literally in tears. I'm just going like, I hope it's this way. Told my wife about it, and I think so like she spoke to him first, and kind of asked a question of like, hey man, like, I don't know, like if your life was better, like, or like what are the things you would do to make your life better? and the things that he mentioned were not alarming, right? We're sort of like normal stuff that you would go like, oh yeah, I get that. So I'm still gonna talk to him, but like my hope is that these things just kind of hit a chord in maybe in areas of his life or maybe memories or whatever, and they're just that.
Dude,
but I'll let you know next time.
Yeah, and I would say, and again, he might be in the complete opposite direction, but I'm almost wondering if, like, I'm just putting myself in his shoes. If you approached it from a sense of, hey, and you name it, you pick a song that's like meaningful to you for like, whatever reason, right? And you just, man, this song really hits home because of X, Y, Z, and it makes me feel this way. And then you just kind of said, I notice you have Creep in there from Radiohead. Like, what does that do to you? And I wonder if almost you'll get like a more because I think
it's a good approach.
If you approached it from like hey man, you listen to Creep and like, oh, that's weird. I think like, again, using me as an example, and I hate to keep kind of like making this about me, but like, I think for me, I would go immediately, I already feel weird about having this visceral emotional reaction to this song, and you calling it out is gonna make me feel some type of way or make me feel defensive. But if you started it with, man, this song, it gets me this, and then you get this emotional reaction, and here's why, and then you go, I know that you listen to this one, is like, what does that do for you? Like, then it's almost disarming, like, initially, because again, man, like, music for me I will have more. Again, not being I'm an emotional person in the sense of like I'm dramatic and over the top, and fucking I like to be obviously I like to be what do you call that? I like to make people laugh and that sort of thing. And so I would say that like I could be theatrical in that sense, but in terms of like emotions, like sad, like I'm very reserved and kept to myself. But music, for whatever fucking reason, man, it like more than anything else in my life, music will get me the most. Like you're saying, like you were crying like that. Like I would say, music has done that for me more than anything else. And no matter what state I'm in, there are certain songs where I would go, man, that speaks to my state of mind, that speaks to my existence or whatever. And so like it's one of those things, like for me it's hard to ignore just because of what it does to me.
Yeah, man.
Like I'm looking forward to, like, that's a weird way to put it, but like I just kind of want to
hear the feedback.
See what I just want to see what that conversation is like.
Too,
I think
man.
You know why? I think I want to see what that conversation is like, because I think, again, we were talking about before about being like coddling to our kids. I wonder what that conversation would have been like when I was younger. I think as I'm thinking about that, I can tell you, I was never hoping I would have that conversation.
No,
because I've always been very reserved and very private. But I think in that sense, I think it would have taken me off guard to be like, oh, someone noticed that,
right?
And
somebody else is also doing that with a different song.
Right. And I'm such a dork and a nerd about like and so passionate about like just music that I think I would just geek out about the like, oh wait, why that song?
Right.
Like,
let me hear that.
Right. And it would create this dialogue for me that would immediately disarm me, because I would go, oh, like you're getting this feeling that I get, like, and so I'm not weird, and like you know what I mean? Like
I'm not a creep.
I'm not a creep. It's such a man. Like fuck, I hadn't heard that song in a long time.
Me neither, man. Fuck, matter of fact, when I heard it, I was just like, oh, I love this song, man, and I added it to my life because I do.
Yeah, no, same. I fuck, man. Like I was like, man, I forgot how good that song.
Yeah, that song is good, bro.
Man.
All right, man. On that, tell them where they can find us.
At the Carbon Food Podcast on YouTube, at the Carbon Food Podcast on IG, Facebook, at Carbon FE Pod on X, at Carbon Food Podcast on TikTok, and then all your favorite audio platforms: Audible, TuneIn, JioSaavn, Ghana, Spotify, Pocket Cast, Apple Podcasts, Podchaser. Anywhere. Tell your smart device to play us. I should have done this in the beginning of the episode once again, but make sure you guys hit like, hit subscribe, turn on your notifications when we come on YouTube. And tell us we suck, tell us we're good, give us drink recommendations. Like, I don't really care. Just interact. Like, we're not always gonna be right. very aware that I'm a little weird, and you guys are gonna have some feedback. So we welcome all of it. We certainly, I think, welcome a conversation around being fucking dads, being parents in general, music tastes, sports, whatever. Like, I don't know, pretty open to all of it. So yeah.
Absolutely. All right, and I'm gonna leave you out with this. I saw this week, and I thought it resonated with me, or it did resonate with me, and it might resonate with some of you. If you have a family that loves you, a few good friends, food on your table, and a roof over your head, you are richer than you believe.
Yeah.
And on that, we'll see you next week.
See you next week.
Peace.
Peace.